Okay, good morning everyone. I don't think we have any apologies for absence. Can we approve the minutes of the 12th of January?
Move the minutes.
Move them, Chair.
Okay, that's fine, thank you very much. I hope everybody's keeping safe and well. The vaccine programme is going well, so things are looking up, but we need to continue to obey the rules and keep safe. And we do see lights at the end of the tunnel if we all stick to the rules. We haven't got any urgent items, and can I draw members' attention to item 5, declaration of interest? Okay, thank you for that. And the first item is the impact of the housing growth on waste service provision. Councillor Hemingway.
Thank you, Leader. Yes, this report is to recommend an uplift in fund for 2 additional collection vehicles. As colleagues will be aware, we've had significant housing growth across the Wakefield district in recent years, and there is a need to now expand this service. It's a statutory service, and we do pride ourselves on delivering a good service for local residents. The vehicles are using traditional combustion engines. They are to the highest emission standard Euro 6. But obviously, from a climate change point of view, we are looking to move to electric bin vehicles in the future. We've got an active trial of a number of vehicles, and we'll be looking to procure electric vehicles hopefully in 2023. So while they are diesel vehicles, it's essential that we do procure these at the moment to deliver a good service. I just want to add as well, if I can, Leader, that I think it's important we pay tribute to our waste collection teams. We've had a very severe winter. We've had lots of periods of snow and ice, and they've been out and delivered an excellent service, in many cases delivering the full service without disruption, despite the inclement weather, and not a lot of authorities have been able to do that. So I just want to place on record my thanks to our waste collection teams, and with that I will move the recommendations as set out on page 12.
Thank you very much for that, Jack. Michael, you have a comment.
Thanks, Denise. It was just to add my thanks to all the officers who are out there. I'm totally second what Jack said. Welcome the report. They do an absolutely fantastic job, and I think the last few weeks have been particularly challenging. And I think residents across the district have understood why bins have been delayed in being collected, and the great job that they've done in catching up with this and continuing to deliver that great service. So a massive thank you on behalf of us all.
Thank you, Michael. Darren, comment. You're saying no comment now.
Sorry, thank you, Leader. I think it's right and proper just to comment on what Deputy Leader said in relation to thanking our staff for being out there in all weathers. But I think we should also thank all the staff of ours that have been out there in all weathers, from highways to street scene and to our refuse collection colleagues, because they've done a tremendous job.
Yes, I think we can all place on record our thanks to all the staff that have worked in this time. I mean, the thing that surprises me is that I think some of the members of the public don't always appreciate that the bin men who are doing the bin rounds during the day are the same men that are working all night on the gritters. And there may be some women, I'm not sure. But I just wonder sometimes at the comments that we've had on social media, criticising our workforce, and it's so inappropriate when you think that some of them are going without sleep to keep everything safe for the public. So yes, I think we can all thank our workforce. Thank you for that. So can we accept the report? Take silences that we can. So we move on to Councillor Morley's report, the Ings Road scheme.
Thank you, Leader. Yes, I'm pleased to present the Ings Road scheme today to Cabinet. The Ings Road scheme is the final phase in the Emerald Ring, which I'm sure you remember as you launched that a number of years ago, to improve connectivity around the Wakefield city centre for pedestrians walking and for vehicles as well. A lot of the scheme has been completed. Marshway, Kergate, Quebec Street, Westgate, Mulberry Way, Bell Street, just to name but a few that's taken place over the last few years. So the scheme that has been out to consultation to the public and local members, the funding for this will come from the West Yorkshire Combined Authority, and I would like to draw Cabinet's attention to Agenda 6.1, Option 1, Preferred Option, to approve the Ings Road City Centre scheme. This will enable the detailed design on the scheme to commence, subject to funding approval by the West Yorkshire Combined Authority.
Thank you for that, Matthew. We have a few comments. Councillor Isherwood.
Thank you, Leader. I just want to comment, Matthew. I've been involved in the consultation, obviously, and I want to say the team have done a remarkable job with this. I think it's going to be a great benefit to that area of the city and to the residents down there, particularly the new road system, the going under Ings Road, the help for pedestrians and the help for cyclists, the additional work that's being done on that. So I just want to say thank you to you and your team.
Thank you for that, Margaret. Michael.
Thank you, Leader. Just to say, I really welcome this report from Matthew. Thank you for bringing it. As everyone will know, I lived on Ings Road for 3 years, and I think I'm very aware of all of the issues that we have down there. Particularly, I think, rush hour of an evening going eastbound. I think that the road that had the name as Wakefield's biggest car park, and probably still has. It literally is just cars back to back right up to the roundabout. So I really hope that, and I have confidence that these plans will help to solve a lot of those issues down at Chantry Bridge. But I do particularly welcome the roundabout just at the corner of the Sainsbury's. I think is a particularly problematic roundabout. I know I've had quite a serious crash there where my car was writ off, and I didn't wish to experience that again. But it's not just bad for cars at that spot at times, it's also a challenge for pedestrians. It is very difficult to cross, probably in every direction. And we've got one set of lights going across the main bit of Ings Road, but the other 3 sections have nothing. And I can see in these plans that we have proposed a crossing at each of those parts. So yeah, I think that for me is the highlight of this. It's making that more accessible for people walking as well as cars. So thank you again, Matthew, for bringing it.
Yeah, thank you for that, Michael.
I'll bring you in a second, Matthew. Following on from Mike's comments, I've spent many years walking home from Wakefield down Thorns, and crossing there, as Michael said, is virtually impossible. You take your life in your hands, and I find it's one of the most dangerous roundabouts. So I'm really welcoming the scheme. Do you want to finish off, Matthew?
Just to say, Leader, yes, when we launch any sort of scheme, a lot of emphasis put on the car and traffic and congestion, and rightly so, but we seem to sometimes lose sight of actually pedestrians and cyclists. This scheme will make it that road and that roundabout a lot safer for both of them, as you've both given examples of, especially with additional crossing points in. So yeah, the scheme is good for the Wakefield City Centre and the final scheme in the Emerald Ring. Thank you.
Okay, with that, can we agree the report?
Yep, agreed.
Okay, thank you. And then Darren, the Green Homes Grant.
Thank you, Leader. Good morning. This report is for the council to accept £2,034,888 for the Green Homes Grant. And this funding will enable our council to significantly spending to improve homes and support vulnerable households with energy efficiency improvements. And these will improve housing conditions for our residents and ensure that people start to live in houses that are more healthy and sustainable. The schemes that we have highlighted so far will be Airedale in Castleford with some external wall insulation scheme. These privately owned properties are system built houses. There are high levels of these types of properties in this area. They are extremely difficult to heat. They are very expensive to heat in reality. And the application of this very simple, straightforward insulation will have a good impact on people who are currently in fuel poverty. We're also planning a loft and cavity wall insulation scheme across the whole district as a joint private and social sector housing scheme in partnership with WDH. The upgrading of loft and cavity wall insulation will improve home energy efficiency to residents across the whole district. And then finally, with some solar panel schemes. And this scheme will target selected areas with grants for private sector properties. And we will be installing roof-mounted systems and upgrades as well. The solar schemes will generate clean, green, efficient energy for household use, which will help lower their energy bills and reduce their risk of fuel poverty. So it's with great respect that I ask you to have a look at option 6.1, option A, and that we accept this sum of money, just over £2 million, which will improve the life of a certain number of residents across our district. Thank you very much.
Yes, very welcome news, Darren. Matthew, I see you have a comment. Oh, sorry, Jackie first. Jackie?
Yeah, sorry, thank you, Leader. I just wanted to say that I can't imagine that there is anyone who wouldn't welcome this report. Not only is it going to help the local economy and contribute to reduce carbon emissions, but very importantly, it's going to help improve resident health and reduce fuel poverty. I know there are lots of homes across the district who will benefit from this, so I really do welcome it. Thank you.
Thank you, Jackie. Matthew?
Yeah, thank you, Lead, and thank you, Darren, for the report. I've seen firsthand the difference that the insulation of properties in Castleford can make. A lot of my neighbours have gone through this a couple of years ago. They speak so highly of it that it's really helped reduce their obviously their bills, insulate their properties, and also just the fact that the properties look a lot nicer outside when they put some of the cladding on, one thing another and all that. And I think the solar panels as well is absolutely is inspired. The fact we're moving forward with that to help people in fuel poverty. So I just think the old report is just so positive, it's unbelievable, and I think it's a massive move forward for some of our communities. So thank you, Darren.
Okay, Councillor Hemingway.
Thank you, Leader. Yeah, I mean, much of it has been said, but I very much welcome this report, Darren. When we had the first phase and discussion of this last year, it's an excellent scheme, one that really marries our priorities of tackling fuel poverty and also reducing carbon emissions and increasing energy efficiency. So it's very much well, and I congratulate you for this excellent piece of work.
Thank you, Jack. Councillor Cummings.
Yes, thank you. I too want to add my thanks. I'm very proud of this council with regard to the way that they look after people who are in fuel poverty, not just with this scheme, but also with the heater amnesty scheme. I understand we've only just launched it. We've already had 9 applications. So I'm really proud of what this council's doing to try and help not just cut the emissions, but to help people who are living in energy poverty.
Thank you for that. I think we all agree with what you say there. Do you want to add anything, Darren?
Just to say that this ticks so many boxes for our residents, as long as, as well as the impact of lowering carbon emissions, reducing energy consumption, it will create warmer homes for people, and those warmer homes will be healthier. It's win-win for a lot of people. So I really do wish to move this report.
Okay, can we all agree the report? And how soon do we get the money?
One step at a time.
Okay, thanks very much for that. The next item is the revenue budget and council tax for 21-22, and this sets out the revenue budget. The recommendations are set out under item 2, 1 to 7, that we move this to full council. Are we all happy with that? Thank you very much. That's agreed. And then a similar report, but this is about the capital programme. The recommendations are set out in item 2, and again, we move this to full council next week. Is everyone happy with that? Thank you. Agreed. And then the next report is the financial health report. Nothing much to add from last cabinet meeting, and we note the forecast for the position for 2021. Neil, do you want to add anything, or anything that you need to point out to us?
Thanks, Leader. Morning, Cabinet. No, I think you've covered it. It's very much a stable position compared to the previous month at a marginal underspend at the bottom line. The incidences of variations across the directorates are very similar. Again, some improvement in children's services, which is good to note. The next report to Cabinet will be the indicative outturn report for this financial year. And I'm confident that we'll be able to bring the budget in on balance. Thank you, Leader.
Great, thank you very much for that. Yes, and Maureen's saying thank you for looking after the council's finance and keeping us, especially me, on track. I think you do a brilliant job, Neil, and we do appreciate all you do. Michael.
Sorry, Leader, you've just stolen my line there. I was just going to say exactly the same thing. Whilst we're thanking our excellent staff across the council, I think Neil Warren and his team have just done a brilliant job. When you've got other councils across the country going bust, I won't label any political parties to those, but we know who they are. We've stayed afloat. We've delivered a great service, and it is down to Neil and his team for sorting those finances. So under our new leadership. So thanks a lot to Neil. Thanks, Denise.
Yeah. Thank you, Michael. Yes, and Neil's saying obviously that he appreciates that. I know it's a team. I know Neil will say it's a team effort, but we do appreciate all that you and your team do. So thank you for that, everyone. It's been a quick meeting. The next one won't be as quick. We have a number of reports, so probably have a longer cabinet then. But thanks very much, everyone, and all keep safe and see you all soon, hopefully.
Thank you.
Bye.